At 2:30 on a summer morning, two young women, one of which was dressed in a tube top without a bra and jeans, both of whom were made up and wore high heels in a parking lot outside a bar, made their intentions publicly known. They wanted to party.
Like, what the fuck, Scott? What the hell is that doing in a matter of court record? What the hell is a judge saying anything about what a woman is wearing and that she wanted to party? What the hell is a judge doing saying that? Why is he even bringing up what she's wearing? She could be wearing a fucking polka dot suit. She's just as much a victim as somebody who's wearing fishnet stockings. A victim is a victim. That's rape culture right there.
Rape culture is the idea that being sexually assaulted is the victim's fault. Even his sexual activity, bizarre as it was and as hurtful as it was, it had the characteristics of a clumsy Don Juan. The case uses the words provocation. Perhaps enticement is a better word. Wow. I'm sure that whatever signals there were that sex was in the air was unintentional. Dude. Oh my god. By this conviction, he is branded a sexual offender, at least in the eyes of many members of society. And he has been living under this cloud for 4.5 years. Oh, a cloud. What about her? Oh, we just made a mistake. Oh, she must have wanted it. She was dressed in a way that was inviting him. It's ridiculous. Why didn't you just sink your bottom down into the basin so he couldn't penetrate you? Why would he ask something like that? And when your ankles were held together by your jeans, your skinny jeans, why couldn't you just keep your knees together? He's doing it again. This is just unreal.
It's not my job as a victim to keep my knees together. It's not my job as a victim to keep my ass in the sink. It's his job to not rape her. It's his job to keep his hands off of her. It's not her job to get her ass in the sink. It's his job to leave her alone. What if it was your mother? What if your mother was the victim? How would you feel sitting in a courtroom, hearing a judge say that shit about your mom? Or to your mom? How would you feel sitting in the courtroom and watching a judge turn to your own mom and say, why couldn't you keep your ass in the sink? Why couldn't you keep your knees closed?
I would have been enraged. This judge called her a drunk in open court? Being intoxicated does not make you a drunk. That's like a judge calling a prostitute a whore. I think he should be tossed out. I think he should be fired. Because not only is he not doing his job, the judge's victim blaming in all these cases is disgusting.
Until normal people like me and you see that judges are being punished for saying inappropriate shit, nothing is going to change. Rape culture will always be here. Victims will always be blamed. It will always be her fault. It will always be on her. It will always be her clothing, her drinking, her not keeping her knees together, her not keeping her ass in the sink. It's all her fault. Victim blaming is a thing. Well, how come accused blaming isn't a thing? If you expect it to stop, then it needs to stop from the top. What do you think needs to happen?
It's disgusting. It's something that judges need to stop blaming victims and start blaming offenders, because they're setting the example for everyone beneath them. People need to stop blaming the victims and start blaming offenders. People do wrong. Let them be accountable for it.
I made a request to stay anonymous because I fear for my safety. I have had to change schools. I have had to change cities, and I would like to remain anonymous so I can still feel safe. In 1999, I was drugged and raped. I ran out the door and down the street to a payphone, and I called 911, and I got in the back of the ambulance and they took me to the hospital. I had to wait in a room in the hospital for hours with no water, nothing to drink, nothing to eat. I wasn't allowed to talk to anybody. The hospital exam was humiliating. I had to stand on brown paper. My hair was combed. Pictures were taken. It was very traumatizing. The two detectives came to my house and sat me down in the living room. While they believed what I was saying and they believed my story, there was not enough evidence to file charges. Not only was nothing going to happen and that I had gone through everything I had went through for nothing, they told me in the very same sentence that they were also going to be watching him and that if anything happened to him, they would come straight to me. I was treated more like a possible suspect for something that never even happened than I was treated like a victim of something that did happen. They were there to give me a warning that nothing had better happen to him, and they warned me they would come straight for me. They were more concerned about him being hurt out of revenge than me being assaulted. I have lived in fear since then. Men expect that women owe them, and that it's part of a woman's duty to allow a man to do whatever he wants to her. Rape culture and victim blaming is an issue important enough to talk about. It needs to be talked about. People need to talk about it. I felt like the suspect, and I felt like a possible villain when it was him that was the villain, not me. I don't understand why the police treated me like that. I do not want to be looked down on any more than I already am because I am a woman. I don't need to feel any more like there's something wrong with me because I was attacked.
Acceptable for men to treat them a certain way because they maybe wear more revealing clothes or maybe talk a certain way or act a certain way, so it's okay.
And the fact is, whoever's easiest to brush under the rug is probably the person gonna get victim blamed.
The justice system was very kind to me. It was like a positive experience because I feel like I was treated fairly. And they justified their wrongdoings by saying, oh, well, she was, a working girl, or she was walking the street late at night.
A culture of male sexual entitlement, which I find is just fucking ridiculous. Certain norms or expectations that lead some to believe that women's bodies are for men's consumption. That's sick. For this to keep happening, it's because the justice system is not fair. It's not helping women. We need to stop this.